ShinRobjira.
Today we're going to be talking about the Bandai Master Detail Movie Monster Series Anime Mechagodzilla. Announced in May of 2018, Anime Mecha finally received his figure rep, and holy f***, I love this thing. Shiny, angular, and blunt as heck. Based off of his quote-unquote appearances in Godzilla Planet of Monsters and Godzilla City on the Edge of Battle from the Polygon anime trilogy, Mechagodzilla 6, technically, is scorchingly different from past tin cans, and I just love it. And here we have Box, black and white and outfitted with technological things and images of the figure and some promo art for Mechagodzilla. This is just definition badass looking box. I mean, yeah, it's a piece of cardboard with printed stuff on it, but damn. If I had the shelf space, I'd be displaying the figure with this box because just look at it. It's beautiful. It's amazing. I love it. Moving on. And I should probably make reference to the fact that this dude came with 2 boxes. Since he was a Bandai Premium exclusive, you did get the cardboard box to fit the other cardboard box in. And aside from this figure only being released once, I think that's why the secondhand prices on this guy are so bad. Can you imagine shipping this from Japan? Jeezum. Unfortunate and really not all that understandable, but yeah, these boxes are friggin' huge. Paint-wise, and this might come as a shocker to all of you, I'm going to talk about paint in probably 8 or 10 seconds. This guy is all silver with red for the eyes. Boom. We're done. I have this same quasi-complaint with a lot of Mechagodzilla figures that are being released thus far. It's like, yeah, I know he's a robot and he's all silver and stuff, but would it kill you guys to add some shading or maybe do like a gunmetal gray or something? Just something to break up the chrome domedness that these figures have. That's really my only complaint with this figure, and I really wouldn't even call it a complaint. A nitpick, more or less. Simply because this is exactly how the figure was promoted. We weren't told or shown any lies or anything like that, so paint's gonna get a solid star. Called for silver, called for red, we got it. Moving on. Detail-wise, we are finally looking into the figure and its figure line namesake. It's called the Master Detail line, not the Master Paint line, so yeah, you might as well just call this guy Mechagodzilla City anyway, because something that I love about this design, other than the fact that it's not just another silhouette of Godzilla but silver, is just the fact that this dude looks like a satellite city almost. Every angle, every bump and groove, every tiny little minute detail on this guy. It really does just kind of look like a city. So much so that when the title of the movie, Godzilla City on the Edge of Battle, was announced, I initially thought that whoever was left over on Earth was using the husk, the body of Mechagodzilla, as a literal city. I mean, yeah, he wasn't that big, but just looking at his design and seeing what he was going to look like in the movie, it just gave off that very, we're living in this thing kind of feeling to it. I just love that I can look at parts of this figure, like the arms, for example, and just see space station, satellite, city, anything. And I like that that feeling is supported everywhere, even in his pile of pancakes-ass looking throat and neck over here. It just has that very cool feeling to it. And I love that his dorsal fins are like layered. There's like different bits and pieces to them. They're not just solid cutout shapes of Godzilla's dorsal fins. They're actually layered. They look like they have a point to being there. Other than the fact that it has to look like Godzilla to some extent. And on top of that, I like that they don't look like Godzilla's dorsal fins in the movie. They really just went off and did their own thing. Another reason why I like this design so much. I might have said this before, but I love that it's not just a silhouette of Godzilla in silver. I love that he's very much his own thing. I hate how he couldn't be his own thing in the movie, though. This is coming from somebody who likes those movies. Quite a lot, actually. I mean, even the tail. Probably one of the most least interesting parts of a Godzilla figure ever, except for Shin Godzilla, of course, has so much going on over here, man. So much! And this is just the side of the tail. Look at the top over here. We've got more details going on. This absolutely fits the title of Master Detail Movie Monster Series. Minute as heck, but I just want to point this out. Look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this. Dorsal fin? No dorsal fin. Shapes where the other dorsal fin should have been. It's almost like he wasn't completed, but there were plans to put that there. These are tiny little friggin' shapes that didn't need to be there, and still they're there. I love that. I really do. And you get that same wave of detail and tiny little things even on the legs and the feet. It's like, look at that. That didn't need to be there. They didn't need to put that there, but they did. Master Detail Movie Monster Series. And even though this guy's got some friggin' clown duck feet over here, I love how they look. I love that they're outfitted with so many different details going on. Hey, yo, what are those? Wow, I'm only like 5 years late to that one. And even when looking at the head, I love that layering effect that they've got going on here. I love that it all looks like sliding panels, always moving, always taking a new shape. And I love that it has like this sloping effect on the head, on the neck, even on the dorsal fins. They really do look like shifting panels, bro. Just shifting panels. And hey, yo, I'm not even gonna lie, I don't think I even noticed the detail over here under his head. That's fantastic. And you're even going to get a lot of amazing detail on the crotch, on the waist, on the torso over here. There's just so much to go over with this figure. Like, you really don't even see this part of the figure half of the time. You have to physically pick it up and look at it. And it's like the gift that keeps on giving. Every time you pick it up, you notice something different. It's something that I love about figure collecting as a whole. It's like, yeah, I'm buying it and it's going to go on a shelf, and when it comes to vinyl figures, they're essentially just going to sit there. But picking something like this guy up and looking at him under this lighting that's currently frying my brain, it's an experience, man. It's like, I can look at this, and I've already pointed out a bunch of things on this figure that I more than likely missed with my original review. Fantastic. Like, yes, on the surface level, this figure is impressive, and it's like that on every point of him as well. This is under the friggin' arms, a place you're really not going to be looking, and it's got great detail. I love it. And in even taking a look at the side of his torso over here, the rib cage looking detail, it's fucking cool. Yeah, it's fucking cool. Bandai, I drastically need more Master Detail figures. What's going on, man? You know what? Give me a Bandai Master Detail Mechagodzilla set. I want every friggin' Mechagodzilla to be done up like this. Slightly bigger size, maybe a tiny bit more paint, and just detailed to all hell. I would love to see two Showa era Mechagodzillas done up like this, for sure. Bruh, like, look at that. That's there. That's on the figure. It doesn't need to be there. Master Detail Series. I need to stop being so impressed with this figure. But can you really blame me? Do you understand where I'm coming from at least? Even if you dislike this design for Mechagodzilla, can you at least see eye to eye with why I love this figure so much? Everywhere you look, on the insides of dorsal fins, on his back, on his tail, on his head, there is just so much to see. Yet again, it's an experience in and of itself. Like, it really breaks my heart that this guy didn't get the SH Monster Arts treatment. Like, for once in my YouTube career, if you want to call it that, I'm honestly really upset this guy didn't get an SH Monster Arts figure. Yeah, it probably would have been a lot of friggin' money, because look at this. You could kill somebody with this, with how many pointed and hard areas it has. SH Monster Arts likely would have only built up on that, but still, I would have loved to see the technical side of that figure. How much of this is going to be moving? How beautiful would it have looked right here in front of my eyes, in my hands, because yes, I would have bought it. Like, I know he's not everybody's cup of tea, but come on. Something like this from SH Monster Arts, it either would have been perfect or an absolute failure right out the gate. But anyway, as far as detail goes, I am not going to give this guy a solid star. I'm actually going to give him 3 solid stars, because the name of the line is the Master Detail line, and this guy is absolutely deserving of the title Master Detail Mechagodzilla. Oh. And now we can move on to articulation. Swivel at the midsection of the tail. Gasp. Legs can move up about this far and back about that far. I imagine they could probably go further, but I don't want to risk scraping any paint off of this, because as we all know, Bandai silver paint can either be really friggin' tough or not at all, so yeah. You will be able to swivel at the shin backwards knee things. Double gasp. Arms are indeed capable of going all the way around, but you will have to take extra care to make sure the arms don't rub up against any of these protruding spikes. I guess I can list that off as a complaint, but again, I'm really not moving the arms all the way around. I'm only really doing that for the review, so Thankfully, such a thing will be made a lot easier with a swivel at the elbow.
Triple gasp.
Yeah, you are going to have to do some finagling, but it is entirely possible. I do not doubt for a second that these things could go all the way around, but yet again, I am not going to be taking the chance. And last but most certainly not least, you will be able to move him at the head, but this time, I am willing to take the chance because I know how to finagle him, and yes, the head can indeed go all the way around. That is a lot more articulation than I was expecting when I originally got this figure. Arms and legs, yeah, but the tail, the elbows, the head, whatever this part is scientifically called, it's not the knees, because the knees are over here. Backwards knees. Something. That's impressive, and that, with the added on 3-star worthy detail, I'm gonna have to give articulation a solid star, man. Way more than I was expecting. Size comparison time. Large, medium, small, related. While the Master Detail Movie Monster series has yet to see another release in nearly 4 years, this guy is a lovely first hit. Beautifully detailed and with a massive shelf presence, it really makes me wonder what other monsters would look like from this line.
Why are my hands so damn small?
While yes, it's just a slightly smaller King of the Monsters series figure or a slightly bigger Movie Monster series figure, the thought doesn't leave my brain, and it hasn't left my brain at all. Would have been nice if Anime Ghidorah was part of this line, because Lord knows he friggin' deserved it. But I also do wish the Movie Monster series released a sized down version of this dude, as finding a copy of this guy is expensive, to say the least. Yeah, those secondhand prices are pretty ridiculous, and it's especially ridiculous when you find out that I only spent $45 on this guy before shipping. Honestly, I was expecting a lot more at first purchase, but Bandai, I will quite honestly beg you to make a Movie Monster series version of this figure. Even if you have to sacrifice some of the articulation, I want a smaller version of this guy. And I know people out there who are a fan of this design that just want a vinyl figure of him, please. But anyway, that's about enough out of me. I have been ShinRobjira. I do so hope you enjoyed this re-review of the Bandai Master Detail Movie Monster series Mechagodzilla 6, or Anime Mechagodzilla, or just Mechagodzilla. And if I am yet again not screwed over by a shipping notice, I will see you all on Monday, where it's time to go fast. My name's Sonic the Hedgehog, and Sonic Frontiers comes out this holiday season. No thanks to you, Twitter.